Hello, good evening, Leandro. How are you? How do you feel today?
Um, I'm fine. Thank you. Good evening.
Great, that's good to know. Good evening. So let's begin, please, with our class. All right, we're going to be working with the next part for this unit. Let's start directly. Then we're going to see some other details. So yesterday we covered some lessons that were kind of right easy to understand related to models or ideas in the past.
Mhm.
But we didn't finish the lesson that we started about perfect models, right? So that's what we're going to do now. What do you remember about perfect models, Leandro? Now we're going to practice with them, but what can you tell me about perfect models?
Mm, it's well, I don't remember, but it's with wood, like debería, I think, but I don't remember
Yes, it can be
so
would,
much.
it can be should, it can be could, right? But it's a combination, right? One more time, how do you say that idea? Yo debería haber estudiado esa carrera. How do you say that? And that's with should, right? But you need a combination, another, right?
I remember. I should have studying this career.
So, but instead of studying with ing, studied, right? You need the
Studied
past
in
participle.
past. Okay.
Exactly. Good. Yes, I should have studied that career. That's perfect model. Right? So the link is in the chat. We're going to be writing some examples now. First, we're going to check what we have. So we are here. We're going to start with must have a must have is also a perfect model because it has the combination model plus auxiliary have.
Mhm.
So let's read please these slides to understand this is
Um,
this model.
Okay, must have. When to use it? When you are certain that something happened or it's the only probable answer to draw conclusions. Subject plus must plus not plus have plus verb in past participle plus complement. For examples, you must have been tired. You ran a lot. Look at that, something must have happened here.
All right, thank you. Now this is important, okay? This is to draw conclusions. Like tú debes haber estado cansado, right? Because you look tired, or as yes, you ran a lot, and I imagine that it's very probable. Okay, I'm almost sure that you must have been tired after running a lot that day. Okay, so after a past situation, if you feel sure about something, then you can use must have. All right, and you need a context. You need to say something that shows why you believe it is something certain that you feel. Now, no, then we're going to work with some examples. That is must have, okay, to draw
Mhm.
conclusions when you are certain. Now, when you are not sure, you have to use might have or may have. Let's read this as well, please.
Okay, might or might have. When to use it? When you don't know or you are not sure of what happened and you are guessing. Subject plus might or may, not plus have, plus verb in past participle plus complement. And you didn't come. You might have had problems, right? I don't know. She was sad. She might have broken up with her boyfriend.
Good. Now, this is again when you are not sure. It's like saying, puede que hayas estado así. All right. You
Mhm.
may have had problems means puede que tú hayas tenido problemas. And again, it's when you don't know. So this is also for conclusions, but you are guessing. All right. You don't know exactly what happened and you are not sure of your ideas. We have three so far. One that is must have, the second that is to might have or may have, for a uncertainty. Now, could have is for possibility. But before that, let's work with this first element, please, Leandro. Must have and made or might have. What we're going to do is that we're going to go to our document, and please, you're going to give me an idea like this. You need to give me a context. I'm going to write it here, for example. I can say, for instance, she must have what? Felt, okay, uncomfortable. So she must have felt uncomfortable. But you're going to give me context to tell me why you are giving that conclusion. So you can say, I know her and she doesn't like, right? Sorry, doesn't like to be, I don't know, with a lot of people. Okay, so as you know her, as you know that person, that girl, and she doesn't like in general to be with a lot of people, you know that in the past, you can say she must have felt uncomfortable at the party last week, okay, to be sure that it is past. So this is your conclusion, and you have this conclusion because you know the girl and you know that she doesn't like to be with people, okay? I'm going to use the same example, but with may have, for example. She may have felt uncomfortable at the party last week, but here you have to show me uncertainty, right? You can say, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I imagine that it was like that. Okay, so again, here, as you can see, you don't have elements to be sure about that. Okay, so you are saying something you are not sure of. And with might, it's exactly the same. Okay, so following these examples, please, Leandro, we're going to write also three different examples. Okay, here I wrote the same example to show you, but three different ones. One showing why you are giving a conclusion in which you feel sure, very sure, and two, giving conclusions about something that you don't feel sure about because you don't know about it. Okay, so you are just.
Okay.
So let's do it, please. Each example is going to be divided in two parts, the conclusion, period, and the context. It's the same for the three of them. So if
Okay.
you get to have any questions, you're going to let me know. Please, let's work on that. And that's it. I'm going to start with the timer. We check in 4 to 5 minutes. If you finish before, let me
Okay.
know. Good. So here we go.
Okay, I finished.
Good. Let's take a look at that then. Less than 4 minutes. That's great. I'm here, Leandro. Let's read please your ideas.
Okay. The train must have already left the station. It's more than an hour since the departure. He may have forgotten to bring his umbrella. It's raining all morning. And she might have changed her mind about the movie. She was excited, but now she's acting different.
Okay, thank you very much. Good. Okay, we're good with this. Again, if you have questions, you're going to let me know. It seems to be good. Just in the last part, instead of different, it's going to be differently because as you're saying how someone is doing an action, right? So here you're going to change this to ly, okay? Because it's going to be an adverb. But that's the only thing. Again, if you get to have questions, Leandro, please, you're going to let me know. We're going to continue with the next part. So we have might have, must have, and might have that is exactly the same, but could have is for possibilities. It means when you had options in the past, but you chose another option. So let's read this slide, please.
Okay, could have. When to use it? When you want to mention a possibility in the past that didn't happen. And subject plus could plus have plus a verb in past participle plus complement. Why didn't you study? You could have gotten a better score. Really, you could have hurt yourself. Be careful.
All right, good. So with could, Leandro, you only showed that you had more than one option in the past, and you could have done something different, but you chose the other option. Okay, so that's could have. Now you can also use this in negative, and it's to show something impossible that happened. Let's read also this one, please.
Okay. Couldn't, couldn't have or can have. When to use it? When you are certain that something did not happen in the way, or or when it's very unlikely. It couldn't or can't have been you. It's impossible.
Good, very good. Now again, we're covering this like this because we're about to finish this one. Then we're going to explain, as I told you, what you're going to be writing about, the structure of the oral presentation, and we're going to have a different activity because again, we're finishing everything we have to cover. So let's do it. This is the last model, Leandro. We're going to see this in affirmative and negative. Let's read this one as well, please. Should have.
Okay, should have. When to use it? When you want to mention some advice that was not followed or when some expectations were not fulfilled. And to express regrets in the past. Subject plus should plus have plus verb in past participle plus complement. I should have listened to you. You were right. You should have done what I told you.
Great. And just now, please, the negative part. Let's finish with this, please, Elian. Shouldn't have.
Okay. Shouldn't have. When to use it? When you criticize something after it happened to show that it was a mistake or that it was not the best decision. For example, you shouldn't have said that.
Great. Thank you very much, Leandro. Now, with that, we have everything now to work on something. You have now two, okay? Only two that are could have and that are should have. But we're also going to use could in negative, couldn't have, and should in negative, shouldn't have. All right. So again, if you have questions, let me know. But we're going to write 4 examples, remembering that could is for options. Okay, show me in your context, Leandro, that you had other options, right? For example, you could have studied or you could have, I don't know, right, finished that activity yesterday, but you didn't because you decided to, I don't know, right, do something else. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so with could, show me that you have options. With couldn't, remember, you have to show me something that you believe it was impossible. All right, you couldn't or it couldn't have been you. With should, you have to show me advice in past, right? You should have studied that career. And which shouldn't have, like criticizing, right? Telling that something was not a good idea. For example, you shouldn't have said that. All right, so let's do it, please. We're going to do the same logic, Leandro, as the examples that I wrote here. We are going to write four examples with two parts. The first part, that is the option in the past or the advice in the past, and the second part, that is the context. Okay, so four in total. I don't know if
Okay.
you have questions there.
No, I don't have questions.
All right, let's do it, please. And with that, again, we're going to be finishing and we're going to explain the rest of the work.
Okay.
All right, so good.
Hmm. Mm. I finished.
Good. Let's read then the examples, Leandro. Now here with you. Let's read everything, please.
Okay, he could have taken a different route to avoid the traffic. He is good at finding alternative ways. She couldn't have eaten all the food by herself. She usually doesn't have hungry. He should have apologized for his mistake. Instead of making excuses, now his partners are annoyed with him. She shouldn't have made plans without check her schedule first, and now she has to cancel the party.
All right, thank you very much, Leandro. Great. Again, in general, is very good. Few details. Let me show you those details. All right. So the first one is good. Affirmative. Could have taken a different route. Right. So good. Now here, sorry, this is not. This is good. But here, remember, if you use comma here, it's incorrect because it's another complete idea. Right. So we're going to use semicolon. And also remember that you don't have hungry, right? It's incorrect. In English, you are hungry. So instead of she doesn't have, it's going to be she is not usually hungry. All right? So
Okay.
you're not going to write, right, with other verbs, only with the verb to be. And here, remember the rule with gerunds after all prepositions, without is a preposition, we have to use what? Gerunds. So it has to be without checking. And remember the pronunciation for this one is going to be like k, like schedule.
Schedule. Oh,
A
sorry.
schedule. A schedule.
Schedule. Okay.
Good.
Schedule.
Great. So that's it. Now, with that, again, we are finishing this lesson. We're finishing covering this part. I don't know if you have any questions before we can go now to explain what we have to do for our, for our, let's say, presentations, the oral presentation, and also the writing presentation that we have. Do you have any questions until this part? Leandro, let me know, please.
No, I don't have questions.
Good. So let's see that. And then we're going to be watching, I think, a short video to practice our listening, but not everything, just parts of it. But again, before doing that, I'm going to show you something. Again, this is part of other courses that I have. This is, for example, the speaking one. But we're going to apply this instruction, please. And you're going to read it with me. Let me first open it, view the assignment. Okay, and instructions. Good. So these are going to be the instructions for the presentation next Wednesday. Please, Leandro, let's read everything that you have here. The only thing that is going to be is this one. Well, actually, it's going to be 15 minutes, but 10 minutes for your presentation and 5 minutes for other questions. So let's read this, please.
Okay. Important. The PPT file has to be uploaded. If not, the oral presentation will not be graded. 0%. If the file is uploaded late once, it will be 50% of the total only. And the second time that it's uploaded late, no grade will be given 0%. And the student must turn on the camera in the oral presentation. If the camera is not turned on, the presentation will be 75% of the total only. The student must not read the entire presentation. The PPT can be used to guide the student, and reading is always to guide oneself, not to give the full presentation.
Good. Until that part, we're going to continue. Just remember some details. Remember this word, right? The U is going to be like a or or you. So in this case, it has to be like you, like a
A
student.
student. Yes, I
Uh-huh.
forgot that.
Good. Don't worry. Then in general, this is easy. All in all, as a summary, Leandro, is that you have to upload your presentation. It can be a PPT, right, or PowerPoint presentation, or as I told you, it can be a link, it can be something, okay, but you need a presentation.
Okay.
And again, the idea is that you don't read the presentation, right? That you have to be with the camera speaking there, and it has to be obvious that you are paraphrasing, right? That you are not reading, that you are using your own words to explain that presentation. So now this is the most important part, Leandro. This has a structure, okay, a very clear structure that we have to follow. So let's read this structure, please.
Okay, a structure. Um, all the following points are be obligatory for the final presentation. Introduction. Ask yourself one question to choose between two options or between the idea of agreement and disagreement. For example, which one is better, to run every morning or to go to the gym? And do you agree or disagree with the following idea? It is better to learn little about many subjects than to learn a lot about only one subject. Answer the question with a short explanation. Mention some benefits that you will develop later on. Body. Explain all the benefits in details. Contrast the two ideas that you showed at the beginning and show examples and facts. Conclusion. Summarize all the information, mention why you still believe that your opinion was the best, and finish the presentation.
Great, thank you, Leandro. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have two options. You can show me two options at the beginning, all right? So you can ask, for example, Leandro, again, this is an example, right? Which one is better, to run every morning or to go to the gym? So your presentation is going to be about defending that idea. Or you can say, right, which one is better, Samsung or iPhone? All right, or what country is better, right? You say, is it Brazil or Argentina? But first you have to ask yourself two questions. Okay, this has to be part of your presentation, Leandro, and you have to again explain everything about the option that you are choosing. Okay, so I don't know if you have questions about this so far. It's important that this is clear so that your presentation is ready for Wednesday. Let me know, please.
No, I don't have questions.
Okay, good. So again, remember, you can choose then any options that you want. All right, and it has to have this important structure. It is very important. So just in case this is going to be available for you, I'm going to upload it here. The structure of the presentation, it's published on Google Classroom. Okay, so you can read the structure over there. So that is the first part. Now, for the, let's say, writing part, we are going to work on an essay, as I told you. But I want to ask you first, Eleandro, do you have any experience by writing any essays? Do you know any structures for essays or something that you wrote before? Let me know, please.
No, I don't remember, but I think that no, I don't have experience with that.
Okay, good. I'm asking for that, then we're going to work with any structure that we have. We have many templates, and I'm going to be showing you some of them. There's one, but it's very complex. But I believe that we're going to be working with a very not hard, a very common and easy to apply template. All right, let me have it here. Mm, Okay, I believe we're going to be working with one of the TOEFL templates. For example, mm, seconds. All right, so again, it's not going to be this one. I'm going to be looking for one, but I'm going to, yes, I think this is one template for writing. Okay, so it's going to be close to this one. This is not going to be the one, all right, the exact one, but more or less it is going to be like this. And actually it's going to be about template number 2. Okay, something like this is going to be part of your preparation course because I believe you're going to be working for the TOEFL. And yes, this is the one. Okay, so following this template, I'm going to send you this information. You are going to be writing something. Okay, you're going to be contrasting as in the oral presentation, Leandro. You're going to be contrasting two ideas. Okay, two different ideas. Again, you have to first tell me what ideas. It's up to you. You can contrast, for example, again, studying in class, in a face-to-face class, or studying online. Okay, so in the introduction, you have to show both. So you have to say, nowadays we have two options to study. We can go to the institute, to the place to study, right, in a presential or face-to-face class, or we can go to a web page and we can study online. And you have to choose one, all right? And after you choose that one as well, you start developing that idea. But again, it has to be something that you want and that you really want to talk about. So here's, for example, one part of the essay. So let's read please this to first only the introduction, Leandro, to see more or less what this essay is like. And we're going to try to work on our ideas ourselves. So let's read this part, please.
Okay, it has been scientifically demonstrated decades ago the people who read 5 books per year have a wider vocabulary than the average people. Likewise, TV has been widely recognized as destructive by several medical experts and researchers. Accordingly, TV is certainly not more educational than reading. As a matter of fact, reading is absolutely superior to any TV education means. This is due to the following motifs. Sorry.
Yes, like motives, good motives. And here, this is going to be widely, this word. Let's repeat that
Widely.
one, please. Widely, good. Now,
Widely.
if I ask you, what are the two topics in this introduction,
Read books and watch TV
Good. And
for
what,
the education.
yes, and what is the option that this person is choosing?
Read books.
Exactly, right? Reading books. So it means that in the essay, this person has to show why reading is important. Okay, so let's go please to this one, Leandro. Let's read just this paragraph, and then we're going to try to form the first introduction ourselves. Let's read that one, please.
Okay, first, reading offers people the opportunity to have a slower and longer perception of different topics. As a matter of fact, when people have a book in their hands, they have not the trouble of moving on to the next theme without having understood the previous one. Namely, people can easily go back to the previous page and read again that section they might have not not understood appropriately. According to apocryphal heresy, just 5 of 30 words read by somebody are forgotten by the reader. On top of that, reading offers the opportunity to have people retaining more that they would in fact retain if merely exposed to video content, exemplifying. I always struggled as a child with watching TV documental my professors use as a material for my philosophy classes. Never was I more flabbergasted than that day when I got a book on the same topic written by the well-known philosopher William Lane Craig, for I did not have trouble to understand anymore. My mind went through all that content very smoothly. Moreover, if I was not able to understand something in this fullness, when I could always stop for a while and thus to proceed.
Good. Okay, thank you. Now, again, this can be, again, there's a lot of words that perhaps we don't need to use right now. But what I want you to see here, Leandro, is the following. That what you have to do is first, you have two options. You have to choose one option, and you have to write an essay explaining and showing why your option is the best option. All right, this is going to be a good practice, not just for writing itself, but also for the TOEFL test in terms of the structure that it has. All right, so what we're going to do now, again, I'm going to give you access to this template. But now, in this time that we got, I want you to go to this document, please. Leandro, you can go again to a new one that is here. And I'm going to give you, let's say, let's have 3 to 4 minutes, Leandro. And give me, please, a possible introduction that you can write. I mean, don't write introduction, but in 3 minutes, try to write what are the 2 ideas that you want to compare for Monday. Okay, remember, you need to write this essay for Monday. So give me, please, the 2 ideas that you think you can talk about, and what is the 1 idea that you are going to choose and defend. All right, and try to write a reason or try to write a description of that one. For example, here, if you analyze one more time the example, the template, it says, right, it has been scientifically demonstrated decades ago that people who read 5 books per year have a wider vocabulary than the average people. Okay, so also, if you're going to talk about one thing, try to tell me something interesting about that option. All right, and also for the second option. So let's do it, please. In 3 minutes, try to have some ideas, 2 plus the explanation or showing why it is interesting to talk about it. Let's do it, please, and we are going to read that. Just like a general idea, not the paragraph, not the complete paragraph, please, Leandro.
Okay.
Good. Let's do it, please.
I finished.
All right, so let's read the ideas that you got, please, Leandro.
Okay. Play the guitar with a pick is better than play the guitar with the fingers. Playing the guitar with a pick has several advantages, like better sound, more speed, less strain, and great control.
Good. That is good. Just one thing, remember, as you are going to talk about play as an activity, it's going to be with gerund,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So playing than play. Okay, so good. Yes, this is something that you can talk about, and actually, this can be your topic for Monday. All right. So again,
Mm-hmm.
your title is going to be this comparison. Okay, playing with a pick or with the fingers. All right, and then your introduction has to say something interesting about both. Okay, so you can say playing with the pick, right, gives you this, but you have to say something that in an interesting way. And in the second part, you can say also something interesting about playing with the fingers, right, with the finger style. And after that, as you can analyze, you have to follow this one. You have to conclude that introduction saying, what is your decision? Right? So therefore, I believe that playing with the pick, right, is better because of this and that. And you start developing two paragraphs to show again why it is better to play it like that. But again, you have to choose something about you can talk and about you have some vocabulary. But I mean that's the general idea for this one, Leandro. I don't know again if you have now questions for this writing exercise that you're going to be working on. This is like a very personal essay. Okay, it's not very formal. It's a very personal one. And again, that's going to be the structure. Introduction with the two ideas, body to show why your idea is a good idea, and the conclusion, just to give the short summary for your decision. So let me know, please, do you have any questions about this exercise?
No, I don't have questions.
Okay, so you're going to have this template for you. It's going to be here in the platform, and you're going to find it on Google, oh, sorry, yes, on Classwork. Okay, Google Classroom, Classwork, and it is going to be here. I'm going to work on some modifications and I'm going to upload it for you. So to finish today, then, if that's clear, then you know how you have to work on this, please, Dando. For Monday, right, you have to write that essay with that structure. And for Wednesday, you have to work on that oral presentation, also with the structure that is posted on Google Classroom. And that's it. It means that now we're going to use this time for watching this. Here, they are going to talk about perfect models. Actually, they're not going to talk about perfect models. They are going to use perfect models to give, sorry, to give conclusions about something that they don't know, but they are giving their own conclusions. So I'm going to share my screen once again, this time with the sound. So let's listen, please. It's with, I think, some, let me see if they have the
Leave
captions.
it.
No, it's without the captions. Good. So let's listen, please. I'm going to be asking you some questions, and you're going to tell me what these people are doing.
What do you think happened?
He might have left it there to collect later. He can't have intended to leave it.
He could have been kidnapped by somebody.
Well, the businessman could have kept the money in his suitcase to pay a client, but perhaps he left the hotel in a great rush and forgot to take it with him?
He could have left the money there for someone on purpose, or he could have been called away for an emergency and completely forgot about the money.
Do you think he could have forgotten the money by accident?
No, I don't think anybody could forget $100,000.
Possibly, but it's not something I think he would be likely to do.
I think it's likely that it would be by accident, yes.
If there was some kind of emergency, yes, but otherwise, no, it's a lot of money.
Good. So that is the first time. Okay, we're going to rewatch it just one more time because of the time we got. But what can you tell me about this video? What is this video about,
This video it's about the money that is already lost. That's correct. That's lost, and they doesn't they
don't. It's okay. We don't. They
Okay.
don't.
They don't know where is it, where is the money, or if it's lost or if it's stolen.
All right. Thank you. Just one correction that would remember, as you're using embedded question, a question inside a statement. So you can say they don't know where the money is, right? Instead of where is the money, where the money is. Good. So do you remember some of the speculations? Because again, as you can read in the title, they are speculating about what happened. So what are the speculations that they have, Leandro?
Somebody of the group thinks that the money has already have stolen. It's correct to say that.
If you, yes, that action, but it's going to be someone, right, thinks that the money has already been, right, has already been stolen.
Has already been stolen, and other people thinks that the people is lost by accident.
Okay. All right. Now we are close, but we need more precision in something. Now it's right. It's about money, but more than money being stolen, or more than that, it's going to be about this. Look, read this introduction. I don't know why they are not showing this part. It's weird. I think they cut the video.
What do you think?
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to read it for you. Here it says, okay, it's very, I don't know why they cut this off, but it says, a 25-year-old businessman disappears from a hotel in Mexico, leaving $100,000 in cash, in a suitcase. Okay, so that's the situation. There's $100,000 in a hotel room, and a businessman left that money, and he's there. Okay, so nobody touched the money, nobody did anything with the money. They are speculating for why is a person going to leave $100,000, right? So let's listen one more time to what they say. I'm going to play one by one, just very shortly, and try to repeat what they say, please. For example, this is the first one.
What do you think happened?
He might have left it there to collect later.
Okay, for example, what is she saying there? What is her speculation about that situation?
she thinks that the businessman left the money, but he come back to grab the money. I don't know how to say that.
Yes, you can use the same words, right? She says to collect the
To
money.
collect.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what is the exact speculation that she says? Do you remember? She's using a perfect model. What did she say using the perfect model?
He should have left the money.
Close, but if you say should have, it's advice, right? But
Yes.
she's not giving advice. She's talking about a conclusion. You have three options. She's saying he must have, he might have, or he may have. Only those three are possible.
What is the first?
A must have, might have, or may have.
Must have, I think.
Okay, let's play it again.
Left it there to collect later. Left it. He might have left it.
Might have, right? Why?
Mhm.
Because she doesn't know. If
Okay.
she was right, if she is sure, she's going to say must have, but she's not sure, right? She doesn't know. So might have. Good. This is the first one.
It there to collect later. He can't have intended to leave it.
Now, this is the impossible that we saw, Leandro. Remember, you can use couldn't have or can have. So what is the impossibility that she is mentioning there, Leandro? I'm going to play it one more time.
To leave it. Can't have intended to leave it.
So there, what is she saying in that part?
That she I don't know how to say that, but she don't think that the businessman left forgot the money.
Yeah, good. And also left is correct. You can say, right? And you can say this word also on purpose, that means a propósito, right?
Okay.
So the money is there, right? En realidad ya lo dejó, ¿no? En realidad también ya está el dinero. But you can say she doesn't believe that the businessman left the money or forgot the money, right? And you can say on purpose, right? A propósito. Good. One more, okay? One more or a couple more. This is the second one. This is Andy. So what is Andy saying, Leandro? This is the first part.
He could have been kidnapped by somebody.
Okay, that's interesting. Just one idea. One more time.
He could have been kidnapped by somebody.
So what is he saying? What is his conclusion about that situation?
I don't know the meaning of kidnap.
Okay, to kidnap is when you take a person by force. Okay, for example, you're on the street, a car stops, and they can kidnap you. All right? So that's it. So what is, let's use please, what is the perfect model that he's using?
I don't remember.
Okay, let's play it one more time.
Kidnapped by somebody. He could have been kidnapped by somebody.
All right, so what do you say? What is the perfect model? Is it might have? Is it may have? Is it could have? Is it should have? Could, right? So good. Let me show you this one. So this is what he's saying, right? He could have been kidnapped by somebody, right? Posiblemente, ¿no? Alguien ha podido secuestrarlo. All right, that's kidnapped. Good, that was short. We have time just for one more. This is the last one this time.
Well, the businessman could have kept the money in his suitcase to pay a client, but perhaps he left the hotel in a great rush and forgot to take it with him.
Okay, so that is a longer speculation. What is Dan saying, Leandro, to finish?
That he could, yes, that he could have pay a client with this money, but he left the money in the hotel.
Yes, correct. And what is the reason? Well, why does he believe that he just forgot the money? What was the situation that he was in? He describes the way in which he believes that he left the hotel. Okay, very short.
The way.
So what is the way in which he left the hotel?
Running or something like that.
Good, close to that. Good, but it's not the word. But let's listen one more time.
In his suitcase to pay a client, but perhaps he left the hotel in a great rush and forgot to take it with him.
Okay, so what does he say in that word?
Grave rush, but
Exactly.
I don't know the meaning.
So when you leave a place in a great rush, is when you do it rapidly without thinking. Okay, it's con mucha prisa. That's the meaning. Okay, in a great rush means con mucha prisa. All right, so again, we finish with this, but I want to know your opinion on that one, Leandro, before finishing. What do you think that could have happened? So $100,000 is a lot of money, right? So you don't forget $100,000 just because in a hotel room, right? Because it's a big, big amount of money. So what do you think that happened, Leandro? You can use the perfect models. Might have, may have, could have. What do you say?
He may have or might have, sorry, I think he might have forgotten the money. Yes, for to I don't know how to say it, to be early in one place.
Okay, yes, that's a good guess, right? He might have forgotten the money, right? Because he had to be in a place, right? And he left in a rush. You can use that one as well. Or he had an emergency, right? So something that made him forget the money. So good. That's it. All right. That's the last practice that I wanted with you, Leandro. With this, now we're finishing. I don't know if you have questions about this one, about this lesson, about the presentations or everything that we did today. Let me know, please.
No, I don't have questions.
All right. So please, as always, we are in the middle of the course. Leandro, this is the 4th class. So we have 4 more classes. So I'm going to send, please, 2 surveys. This is the daily survey first, and then the midterm or the satisfaction survey.
Okay.
All right. So this is the first one, and then you have one more. And again, this is for the middle of the class or of the course, sorry. There you go. That's the last one. So thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, all right, to finish working on this unit as well. All right, have a good night.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.